Hello and well met, my friendly viewers. Today I'm playing Gettysburg Day 1. Now the Day 1 is fun to play because you can play it quickly if you don't have a lot of time. Ordinarily, Day 1 is rather inconclusive because most Union players will have them slowly fall back, setting up for a big fight on Day 2. But when I'm playing Day 1, and I want to have an intense and interesting game, I have Reynolds decide he's got to hold Gettysburg. Sometimes the dice favor the Union, the South finds attacking very costly, and the Union can actually hold Gettysburg. But usually the South can eke out a victory, and sometimes it can be decisive. So let's watch today as Reynolds says, "Hold my beer." July 1st, early morning. Now the first thing I want to draw your attention to is a rule change in 4.0 that I wasn't even aware of. A viewer commented on my Pub Battles fan Facebook page that there was this new rule in 4.0 and they had some questions about it. And that rule says that blocks may be placed 2 wide on major roads and 1 wide on minor roads, and there's no need to guess at spacing between them. So now you can see Reynolds' first course coming up the road. It's a major road, it's the Emmitsburg Road, and they're able to approach in a much more concentrated fashion. The head of the column is no farther ahead, they don't move any faster, but they aren't as stretched out. Now after the chit draw phase, it can be seen that Buford's chit was drawn first. Now Pleasanton himself does not show up until Day 3. So when you start out on Day 1 and through Day 2, Buford has a chit and he's drawn, but they can't attack, which is an accurate representation of the command structure at the time. I mean, you think about it, if you're going to do an attack, you really need an orders from above. You can't go around and attack on your own. And Buford had no idea what he was facing, if he was supposed to hold or what. At this point we see he has met Confederate columns, and at this point they're probably 2 miles west of Gettysburg. So he's got them held up early. Buford's men were able to drive Archer's men back before they too fell back. And now it's mid-morning. Turn 2. After the mid-morning chit draw on turn 2, there is no combat to resolve. Now my interpretation is combat has occurred. Buford's cavalry held up the southern advance, but none of it was so damaged as to force the retreat or flip to spent any units. Now here at the beginning of turn 3, we see that Reynolds has unpacked bags. He means to hold Gettysburg. He's forming up a line. Buford's cavalry has fallen back to it, and the southern line can be seen at the top of the hill. A.P. Hill's corps can be seen with Heath's division cresting the ridge, and Pender's division coming up the Gettysburg Pike. As we move south, we can see Doubleday's division coming up to rejoin Reynolds' corps. And further south along the Emmitsburg Road, we can see elements of Howard's 11th Corps as they race towards Gettysburg. Here we are at the end of turn 4, midday. The lines are drawing up. Reynolds has unpacked bags and is defending Gettysburg. Howard is coming up to secure his left flank. The air is tense. Lee has arrived. Will he order an early afternoon assault on turn 5? A.P. Hill's artillery opens up on the Union line, driving back the lead Union troops. Now here we are about mid-afternoon. Both A.P. Hill and Ewell have attacked the Union line. Of Ewell's corps, Rhodes' division has attacked, and Early's division has just arrived, and they're ready to follow up with any success. And when the smoke clears, it looks like both lines are in disarray, but the South can probably recover from this easier than the North. But a lot of this hinges on the chit draw. And now it's turn 6, late afternoon, getting on towards dinner time. And this is the one turn during Day 1 when nobody new arrives at the battle. Seeing the Union line collapsing on the left and falling back, Buford was able to rally his cavalry and send them in to the hole. And dinner time sees much of A.P. Hill's corps recovering, while elements of Pender's division attack. Ewell, for his part, drives hard on Reynolds' division, defending Gettysburg. Reynolds, thinking of the future, has rallied his troops that fell back, rather than throwing them back into the line. Combat erupts. And now it's early evening. The Union line has all but evaporated. The bags lay open, and Reynolds defended for 2 more turns. Now early evening sees Slocum and Sickles' corps arriving on the scene, as are the rest of A.P. Hill's and Ewell's divisions. But Gettysburg is where the action is. And when the smoke clears, Hoke's brigade of Early's division has contacted the Union bags. This detachment, although technically contacting, isn't facing the bags as a defender. They just happen to be near there, and that would be a pretty cheesy way to say that bags were still protected. There you have it. In the early evening, the forward Union troops are driven back. The South has won Gettysburg. Now, trying to hold Gettysburg is not a recommended strategy. It makes it pretty much a guaranteed Union defeat, but not absolute. It could be done. I've done it before, and I think it makes for a really exciting day one scenario. It's hot fighting all the way. Not a sensible fighting withdrawal as reinforcements arrive. There you have it. That was a good game.